Hi, and welcome to Comedy Recapped. Today we're going to explore 1997's Welcome to Whoop Whoop. Beware, spoilers ahead. We start by meeting Teddy as he gets ready to deal with two women in the middle of an alley. When he opens up the back of the truck, he reveals the cages of exotic birds. Bella and Maud are so excited by what they see, but what Teddy doesn't see is the guys walking up. Soon, Jerome pops up with his accomplice, and he sends Bella and Maud on their way with a free bird. When they get rough with Teddy, Sylvia pops out of the truck, and they do exactly what she tells them to do. Teddy hears sirens coming, and he leaves Sylvia there to deal with the cops. He takes off running through the streets of New York, and Teddy does just what he said he would do. He runs to Australia. We find ourselves in Northern Territory, and Teddy drives through in his van. Eventually, he almost hits a baby kangaroo, but when he swerves, his van seems to give out. When morning comes, we find Teddy sleeping in the back of the van, and he wakes up to a blazing sun as he continues his journey. Eventually, he comes to a gas station, and he pays $10 to use the shower while the blind gas attendant tries to find the gas tank. While Teddy showers, he finds out that Angie has been there waiting for him this whole time. When he goes back to his van, he finds that the gas attendant is overflowing his tank, and he has picked up two hitchhikers. Angie is one of them, and Lionel crashes in the back. During the ride, Angie tries to make nice with him, and Teddy seems to be caught up in her blunt personality. After a while, they come to Lionel's spot, and Lionel asks to borrow money even though he's never going to see him again. After Lionel wanders out into the desert, Teddy and Angie head out, and they end up singing show tunes after a while. Eventually, she asks Teddy if he's married, and after he tells her he isn't, she has him pull over. She asks him if he likes her, and they get a little personal. She jumps him in the back of the van, and by nighttime, Teddy can't believe that she's still going. Over the next few days, they do it every chance they get, and she admits that Teddy is her first boyfriend ever. Now that Teddy knows that he's the first, he seems apprehensive about everything they've done. Angie thinks that he's going to dump her the first chance that he gets, but she has him promised to stay with her until she sees the sea. When they make it to the sea, Angie loses her mind, and she runs straight to the sea like a little girl. Teddy sits on the bench and watches her play in the water, and he thinks to himself that his luck is changing. They scream, "I love you," to each other, and she runs back to the beach and punches him because she's so excited. When he wakes up, Teddy is covered in something white and face to face with a pig. Soon, a man comes to the barn and throws a pail of water on him and introduces himself as Teddy's Uncle Reg. He throws some beer to him so he can keep his fluids up. When Teddy gets up and comes outside, he sees Angie waiting there with her whole family. Then he passes out yet again. When he comes to this time, he's tied up in Angie's bed, and she's singing show tunes in the other room again. She comes in and unties his hands, and she tells him that this is her first breakfast with her husband. When he hears her call him her husband, he tries his hardest to make sure that she knows that he's not her husband, but she assures him that there are photos. After seeing the pictures, he tries to walk away. She proceeds to punch him in the face again, but this time he doesn't pass out. In the afternoon, Teddy goes for a walk around the community, and he sees the sorts of misfits that he has married into. Soon, the older men in Angie's family bring him into the bar, where they question him. But Teddy tells Angie's father that he never actually asked her to marry him. They don't care about that, though. When they take him to a party with the rest of the family, Teddy gets a real good look at the community he is married into. The next day, Teddy goes around and sees that they actually have a dog food operation in Whoop Whoop. The meat they use in the dog food is actually roadkill kangaroo, and Teddy gets a good look at how far away they are from civilization. That night, Teddy rants about how Angie set him up for all of this, but she takes part of it as a compliment and jumps his bones. Meanwhile, one of the other men that married into the family tries to make a break for it. They wind up shooting him down, and they give him a makeshift burial the next day. Meanwhile, Teddy finds his van all beat up, and Daddy-O makes a deal with him to fix it up. Teddy starts to work on all of the vehicles the next day, and he spots Crystal, who is the widow of the dead man. As time goes on, the two of them seem to get a little more friendly, and Daddy-O starts to hand out presents. he hears some disturbing news about one of his nephews who has been sleeping around with his cousin, and he makes sure that the rules are beat into him. Soon, Teddy steps in, but it's now that Angie decides to let everyone know that she's eating for two now. Teddy confronts her about lying about being on the pill, but Daddy-O makes sure that he's going to be the best father and son-in-law he can be. As more time goes on, Teddy catches Duffy peeking into Daddy-O's shack, and he finds that they're watching live sports on a TV and have all of the luxuries of a modern home. The next day, Teddy reveals that he has vanished the van, and Daddy-O makes him show some other tricks that he has up his sleeve. So that night, Teddy puts on a magic show where he uses Crystal as his beautiful assistant, but Daddy-O and Angie notice exactly how they look at each other. When the show is done, Crystal and Teddy spend some time getting to know each other better, and Duffy has Teddy come to the garage quickly. When he gets there, he sees that Daddy-O has destroyed the van and, well, by the next day, Teddy rallies some of the others, and they go to confront Daddy-O in the middle of town. Duffy ends up backing out because he's scared, and Daddy-O gives Teddy and the others the history of the land that they live on. After his speech, Teddy buries his dog, and he gets ready for the picture that night. He and Crystal sneak away during the movie, and they have a romantic mush dinner in the church while everyone else is enjoying the movie. Eventually, Angie notices, and she crashes their dinner. Angie reminds him that Crystal is her sister, and she drags him back to the movie. The next evening, Crystal and Teddy meet up to figure out how they're going to get the keys to the big truck off of Daddy-O's neck. Crystal gets sleeping pills from Uncle Reggie, and after she grinds them to powder, he gets Daddy-O to take it. Once he grabs the keys, he finds out that Crystal's mother is dying, and he goes to see her. Before he leaves, the mother seems to whisper something in his ear, and he goes to get Crystal. She tells him that she can't leave with her mother dying, and she sends Teddy out on his own. The next day, the town is mourning the passing of the mother, and Crystal and Daddy-O are surprised to find that Teddy is still there. While Crystal gets Daddy-O ready for the funeral, she notices that the key is hanging on his mirror. During the walk, Crystal shows Teddy that she has the keys, and they run off as Daddy-O carries his beloved up the mountain of trash that they plan to light on fire. Teddy goes to grab his watch from the safe, but Angie stops him when he goes to leave. He convinces her that he wants to get down and dirty, but he ends up tying her up and leaving her there. After spotting Duffy kissing his own cousin, Teddy makes his way to meet Crystal at the truck. Just then, Angie gets loose and calls Daddy-O to get the van ready. Soon, Teddy tells Crystal about how her mother warned her that Angie isn't really pregnant. Then, Daddy-O and Angie catch up to them and start shooting. Just then, a giant kangaroo appears out of nowhere and destroys the van. Now that that's over, Teddy and Crystal make their escape as the sun rises. This is definitely a testament to how interesting international comedy was in the 90s. They don't make them like that anymore. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss a single video. Thanks for watching.